everyone, Tim Brown. Welcome back to my Apple Podcast. Today I want to focus on how to use the camera connection kit when using your iPhone and your iPad. So basically, it looks like this. It comes in two forms. It's a lightning port to USB or lightning port to SD card. And what happens is you just take this, the lightning cable part, and you connect that into your iPad like so. And the other part, whether it's an SD card or USB, plugs into your camera, and then you port your photos directly into your device that way. That's pretty straightforward, and Apple's been doing this for a while. Even when the adapter was a 30 pin, it was the same thing. It was 30 pin to SD card or 30 pin to USB. Pretty straightforward, and takes all your photos that you have in those storage areas and imports them right into your iPad. This little device, though, is a lot more flexible than that. You can also import any files that you may have that are not necessarily on your camera. The only thing you have to do is you have to format your folder so that when the iPad or iPhone reads the connection kit, that it reads it as if it is a camera. And the way it does it is you have to format your files a certain way. So just take a look on screen, and I'm going to walk you through. So first, what you have to do is set up a folder that's labeled DCIM, because this is the folder that would typically be stored on your camera. Inside that folder, you want to set up all of your files so that they appear in a numeric order, the same way they would if they were on your camera. So let's just say you had a bunch of photos and even video files that you wanted to add to your iPad or iPhone, and they were not stored on a camera per se. You would have to label the files so that there are at least 8 digits. So a typical naming process would be IMG_1234. That's 8 digits, including the underscore. As long as you have those 8 digits in place for each file and they appear in numeric order, when you attach that USB or SD card to your camera connection kit, it will read it as if those files are actually stored on a camera. As long as all those files are stored inside a folder labeled DCIM. It's pretty straightforward. When you do this, you'll see an import option show up at the bottom, the same way you would if you had your camera connected to it. And then you can selectively go through and import whatever files you want to add to your library. It's pretty straightforward, but it's a nice little helpful tip for those of you who are looking for a little bit more flexibility in terms of how you get your content onto your iOS devices, especially if you happen to be one of those who use your devices all the time. This is Tim Brown. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of My Apple Podcast. You can check me out at myapplepodcast.com, and you can also check me out on youtube.com/myapplepodcast. See you next time.